For all the good things I've said about all the animations before, you'd be surprised to find me to be negative about a certain animation. Yeah, this is the one. The one that breaks the protons, and in comes the electrons. Wait, that didn't really make any sense. Oh well. So this mom tries to get her kid to play outside, but is glued to his technologies. Oh no. It gets to the point where the animation cranks up to 11 with a flick of a switch. In comes Psycho Mom, destroying everything gaming related and burning everything to the ground. The mom, after fighting the scrap slut, finds her kid finally outside, trying to move a ball with a controller. The mom screams. Then. The story is fast-paced. I mean terribly paced. First off, it didn't really set up anything, it just plopped us into the video. While other videos kind of got us an introduction to our surroundings or some build up to what's to come, this one didn't. For example, in There's a Man in the Woods, the old man seems to getting out of his apartment, walk into his car, and then say a bit of dialogue to start a conversation to the audience. Bam! Already we got a setup for what's to come, who's the main character, and the pace of the animation. Some used the title to introduce, some took their time to get to the point, but what they all had in common was there was at least an introduction that played in the beginning. This one literally had the mom just doing some random cooking, looking outside, noticing how nice it is, only to shift to her and a bit of a crazy face with her kid playing was essentially Mega Man. In like 20 seconds we are giving away way too much information in a not so subtle way, basically forcing you something to digest in an uncomfortable way. After that, it's only rushy after that. And in what feels like 30 seconds, the switch is flipped. The mom goes berserk. It seems that they're simply rushing to that specific moment. And even then, the berserk moment felt too rushed. Like, what the hell? Children is 30 seconds less than this, and even it felt perfectly paced. I mean, at least it didn't have filler, but the story did feel choppy, which is something we'll come back to later. The characters are nothing short of unrelatable. I mean, they could have been, if established well enough, but really, for a series all about videos showing many different personalities in so little time, there was really nothing there to call even somewhat relatable. You got Crazy Mom and glued to the screen child. You really don't feel inclined to invest or even like a character, as they're so basic and one-dimensional. Well, in this case, 2-dimensional and 0-dimensional. You really want to choose a side as both are extremes that freaking suck. The mom is both stupidly insane and insanely stupid. What should have been about a kid brought out to learn about the outside is poorly executed lesson about parenting. Or the fact that you shouldn't play video games too much. I don't know, a theme is there somewhere. Either way, the mother is just a freaking idiot, not to mention unnecessarily insane. The child is literally cardboard. He's not even a robot, as robots have more personality than him. He's not a rock because a rock is more interesting than him. He's not even a funny cardboard cutout of someone. He's just a piece of a cardboard box lying there. I don't even remember an average child being this 20-year-old mother's basement-y. Hell, with the amount of references and Easter eggs, I'm surprised this kid was portrayed as a brain-dead zombie. Which gets me to the next point. The animation. Golly gee. You know how I'd say I'd get back to the whole choppy feeling? Well, if you haven't paid attention to any of this animation, you know that the animation is freaking choppy. And you know what? I think I know why the story is like this. I think I know why the characters were like this. Hell, the sound, which was generic as hell, except for a brief moment of gaming and the credits, were affected by the same reason. The animation. I bet you top dollar, the animators saw how well they were doing at animating, realizing it sucked, but did it Scott Cawthon style and said, wait, I just have to make my story fit with the creepy looking creations. Only here's the thing, Scott Cawthon knew how to make things look good. This still looks like crap even when it fits. While each bit of movement is not too bad, in fact there are good moments of detail and close-ups and facial expressions and all that, you can still tell that there were some shortcuts. No, you know what, actually? I mean shortcuts. I mean, some of it is just stills of characters in an awkward position or stance. And while the movement of the main characters are at least alright, the background details are lifeless and undetailed. I mean, it's alright if other people are blurred or even shares the same model, so the main roles get more focus. But the way the background was done in this animation made the world feel so small and closed in. You know those games you can drive off of? Good luck not being reminded of that when looking at the window scene at the beginning. Oh, and there are also 5 people showcased in this video, but only 4 unique human models. Speaking of background, the colors either look too bright or disgusting. The bright parts make scenes feel artificial, and the disgusting parts are attempts at rising the creepiness factor, even though the models are good enough. it just comes off as cheesy. The animation is so bad, the animation of the video games look more appealing. Imagine that, the animation in a small screen inside of an animation is more appreciated than the animation instead. Oh, also, what the frick is with all these video game references? Is the creator a big fan of video games? What's the message he wants to present? It seems not to take a side on anything. It just seems to exist for the sake of the Psychomom scene existing. Really, if you want to make this style of animation work, go all the way! It just seems you dipped your toes in the pool a few times, then cannonball out of nowhere. While the animation does have like 2 to 3 peaks, it falls flat on a lot of parts. It's not even terribly bad, but it's still pretty bad. I don't even have a clever insult to sign off of. Just don't watch it.